Hey peeps, Erin Zen Warrior here. So lovely conversation came up today whilst coaching one of my clients about wanting love, wanting to be loved. And I thought I wanted to share this with you guys in the hope that it might click for someone surrounding the understanding of universal love and what we're all actually doing here on this earth/heart planet. So this is the School for Souls, and it is the School for Souls around what it is to be in the love. And I often talk about that, and I think sometimes people hear me say stuff and they go, that sounds great, no idea what she's talking about. When you feel unloved, when you feel like you're not good enough to receive love, when you feel like that person doesn't love you enough, when you feel like your parents didn't give you love, when you feel like you're out in the world looking for love, there's a lot of lack there. There's a lot of not being in the love, basically, right? So you're not in the frequency of love when you're doing that. And I want to be really clear here. The reason you're not feeling the love is not because you shouldn't be loved or that you're not able to be loved. That's not true. In fact, everybody is able to feel the love, to be in the love, and is able to receive love. But everything I do here, whether it's, tuning a body in order for it not to be in pain, in order for it to move well, or tuning a diet in order for to take the load off the organs in order for it to start healing, or tuning the mind to rebalance it so that we can take it out of fight and flight. Basically, everything is about de-stressing the body. Why? Well, I'm trying to retune the organism. Well, feeling love and feeling the love and being in the love and being receptive to love is exactly the same. You've got to tune the system. And so people are like, oh, well, I'll tune the system by getting someone to love me. That's how we think. That's actually the child archetype playing out there. The child archetype is going, when mummy loves me, I feel safe and whole. So I'll go find mummy to love me. When daddy loves me, I feel safe and whole. So I'll go find someone to love me, right? But ultimately, I just need to put this on Do Not Disturb. But ultimately, the essential is, in order to receive love, you must be the love. Because actually, if I am you and you are me, if we are just fragments of consciousness of one thing playing out different ideas, if we are this school for souls that come from one collective, essentially we are all one thing. And if we are all one thing, wanting you to love me is kind of funny, because as soon as I love myself, you love me. Do you get that? Right? So there's this idea of like, oh, but I just want someone to love me. I'm like, lots of people love you. As soon as you love yourself, you're going to feel it. And people are like, oh, well, how do I love myself? You practice. You tune the fork. Well, how do I do that? You sit down. You breathe all the way out and you ask yourself, and this is step one, what do I need for me today? What do I need that would make me feel really good, right? And it might be a walk in the sun. It might be a nice bath. It might be a great meal. It might be to go out with friends. It could be a good conversation with your mum. It could be anything, right? It could be sitting down, taking time with a nice book. And as you do that, you love yourself. For some people, it could be, I need a day off. And I do encourage my clients to pull a sickie, basically. I'm like, yep, time to play hooky, right? Time to take a day off. For you. Oh, but, what are you, a robot? This is a slave trade we've been in for a really long time. And you're going to work. Why? Because that's what I do to prove I'm worth it. Worth what? Worth love? Sit down and love yourself. Then you don't need to prove you're worth anything. And that's what a lot of people get caught up in. They get caught up in proving that they're worthy. Worthy of what? Well, everybody just wants to feel love. Here's the cool bit. If you start giving yourself what you need by simply asking the question, in order to feel really good today, what would I like? Oh, I would like someone else to do blah, blah, blah. No. What would I like I can give myself? As soon as you start trying to get someone else out there to fill you up, sometimes it's going to happen, sometimes it isn't. Does it mean they don't love you? No, it doesn't. It means today they don't have capacity to fill your needs. So what I'm asking you to consider is, what can I do for myself today to show my self-love? There's another step after this, of course. That's level 1 of tuning. You tune yourself by giving yourself something that you really want today. Step 2 is practicing love and meditation. So heart meditations, heart frequency meditations. And this is about practicing feeling. A lot of you know who Joe Dispenza is, for example. A lot of you know who Abraham Hicks is. Some of you have no idea who I'm talking about. One of Joe Dispenza's meditations is a really lovely heart frequency meditation. And you basically sit down and you practice pulling in what it feels like to love and what love feels like into your system. And you don't need to do it for very long, right? Abraham Hicks, 16 seconds to start changing your frequency. But if you sit down in meditation for a wee while, tune in first, breathe in, breathe out, relax the system, go through a process. I teach these. You can totally book in with me if you would like your own recorded meditation that's tuned to you, and a little bit of conversation around what you're trying to achieve. But you breathe in, breathe out, you tune in, you allow everything to settle around you. Then you start practicing the frequency of love. And the way we do that is we actually just bring in an image. You know, for me, my cat, my God, what a loving beast he was, right? And I loved him more than love itself, because love has no containment. So to say that is almost ridiculous, right? And he was such a great reflection of the power of my love, of how big it really was, you know, because I could not contain my love for him. I shared it with everyone. And so when I want to practice something, man, that's an easy one. Yeah. But I don't have to use my cat. I used to use images of my dad. I used to use even just the sun shining on my face on the beach. Like, you want to feel the earth love you? Be in the sun, you know, breathe in. Inspire, breathe out, give back, you know? And when you do that and you feel that feeling and you let it permeate your whole body, remember it. Because the funny thing about love is it doesn't matter what image you bring in. There's a lot of similarities across the board about what love actually physically feels like in your body. And that's your tuning mechanism, and you need to practice it. You've been practicing your whole life unworthiness, feeling unloved, feeling broken, feeling traumatized, feeling less than, feeling, you know, dark, shadowy, depressed, all of those things. And there's nothing wrong with any of them. I'm not gaslighting your feeling, and I'm not saying that there wasn't validity in them. But when you're in contrast and you want something, and a lot of you just want to be loved, go, well, what do I want? Well, I want to feel loved. Cool. Love yourself. How do I do that? Well, first, you give yourself permission to do the exact thing that you want to do. And it might be take a day off. It might be take a nap. It might be have a bath. It might be skip the gym for the first time in 365 days because you're fucking tired, right? It might be go do something for yourself and leave your kids with somebody else without any guilt, without any shame. Now that for some mothers and some fathers may take some practice, right? To actually leave your kids behind and go, yeah, we're just going to leave them with someone else while we go do our own thing. Because so many of you parents are so self-sacrificing because some asshole told you that was how you raise kids well, right? How you raise kids well, in my childless opinion, is you show them what it is to live. You show them what it is to love. And the only way you can really show a kid what it is to love is to love yourself so radically that your love overflows from you. And it irradiates out from you. And then do you think your kids are going to feel like they weren't loved? You're teaching them how to tune. You're teaching them how to be tuned in. And to go back to Joe Dispenza again, he talks about this with his kids. How he taught them that he needed his me time to sit down and meditate. And they learned that if they let him do that, he would be so much happier afterwards. He would be so much more loving. So they let him do it. They didn't disturb him. And you can train your kids to do that too. Mummy needs some me time because she wants to come back whole and happy and really loving so we can have a great time. But give me this time. You know, I need this for me so I can be whole for you, right? And so I can be whole for myself. So if you are not feeling loved at this point in time, take a beat. What would make you feel really good right now? And once you've done that, take another beat. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe all the way out again. Breathe in. Take a few moments just to enjoy breath, because that is existence filling you up with love every step of the way, as she has done since you took your first breath here, and as she will do until you take your last here. And then she won't need to give you that, because you will be back with her. You know, you will be back as part of existence until you choose to incarnate again. I hope this is helpful. I would love to hear comments. Stories of your own work here would be great. Absolutely stories on self-reflection of where you are stuck. Those are so welcome. And really stories on self-reflection. Sometimes I notice in the comments that it gets a little bit caught up in looking at what the other doesn't do. This is the place for radical self-responsibility. If you want to change your life, change yourself. You know, you want someone else to change, good luck with that. When they change, I guarantee you that they change beautifully, but not the way you wanted them to. And then you're still left pissed off and upset and feeling unloved because you didn't start in the right place, you know. And it takes a lot to change. And then to let someone feel your disappointment that they didn't change the way you did, I can tell you what isn't love. Same with yourself. When you don't change the way you want to, but you still manage to change and it's for the better, you've got to give yourself credit for that, because it takes a lot of work and it takes time. Have a great day. Erin Zemware signing out. Please PM me if you need any help. And we can set up a meeting and see if there's a match there. Have a great day.